Hi ladies, in this video I'm going to be showing you how you can create an ebook. Now, whether you use that ebook for your marketing strategy as part of your lead magnet, or whether it's something that you sell or even just give to your clients, it's totally up to you. But in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to design it and build it. Now, some of you may have used Microsoft Office, things like Word, Adobe to create them in the past. What I'm going to do today is show you how to use Canva, which is a graphic design tool, and it's great for creating anything, not just imagery. So one of the things I'm going to show you is how to turn your plain documents into eye-catching and attractive documents and ebooks through Canva. So what you'll be able to see now is I'm just logged into Canva, which is just at canva.com. And if you click create a design, this is what you'll be able to see here. Now you'll see the first section on the top says recommended for you. Right at the end, I have an ebook there, okay? The reason it's there, it's probably not there on yours, but the reason it's there on mine is because I've used it before. So it's popped up at the top as recommended. What you need to do is find that template in your Canva. So there's two ways you're going to be doing that. Either scroll down to the bottom where it says blogging and ebooks, and you'll see within here there are a number of options. Depending on how much you've used Canva, if it's the first time or what else you've been using it for, it will suggest what it thinks you need. So at the moment, an ebook's not here in that category for me because it is higher up at the top. What we need to do is find that ebook template for you so that you can start in the right place with pre-designed templates and save yourself quite a bit of time with the actual design work. So if you can't see it there in the blogging and ebook section, that's totally fine. What you need to do is go to the left and click find templates. Now you'll see here this is all based on what I've been using it before. So you'll see that there's other things along the side where you can see all of your previous designs. You can see designs that have been shared with you. You can share things with your team members. You can store your brand, which is great if you want to be able to store logos, fonts, colors, hex codes, and so on. But right now what we're going to do is find the ebook template for you. So all you need to do is click on Find Templates, and it's going to take you to what the Canva calls its marketplace, which is everything. And you just literally search for what you want in here. So it might not be an ebook today that you want to be doing. You can search for anything. You'll see there's loads of different things you can do. But today we're going to look for an ebook. So all you have to do is type in ebook into the search function, click enter or click on the little search there, and you'll see that there's a number of things that come up. What it's going to do is come up with templates for you. It doesn't really matter which template you pick for now because we can change that. But what it's important for you to see is that we're not just looking for the cover, we're looking for an ebook, okay? So you'll see here that there's romance ebook cover, modern museum, catalog, ebook. Okay, so that is showing you that it's not just a cover. And there's a couple of things that you can have a look at there. So again, you've got a wedding magazine, ebook, ebook cover. So you see what I mean? You'll see there's quite a few as we go through. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on anyone that just has template or ebook because we obviously want more than just the cover. So let's just pick this one here, which says, please don't say you love me. We'll click on this one and it will give you more information. Now it's important to click this straight to see more information first rather than going straight to edit template, and I'll show you why. Because when you click on it, you can see more about it. So you can see what sort of style it has, what sort of headings it has, anything else that you need to be looking for. So if you like the look of it, all you need to do is click on the image and you will see that it will come up here, and you'll see that there will be a number of pages. So here you can see that there's a cover page, a contents page, a quote page, then there's just the various chapters. Okay, the reason Canva's given this to you is because it's basically like your skeleton ebook. Okay, you can choose to use this, you can choose to have blank canvas and start from scratch, it doesn't really matter. And you can actually change everything about this, but it's great to sort of see the sort of types of pages that you can include. So we can change all of this and we can actually replicate some of the pages if we want it to be similar. If you're not happy with this particular template, you can look for more. And I want to just very quickly show you what to look for. So you'll see here that Canva has automatically clicked and selected some more templates for you to pick. Two things I want you to be able to see here. One is the cost of them. So you'll see that there's one here that says free. So that means it's free. You don't have to pay to be using that. You'll see here that this one, which says before you go, has a $sign next to it. Okay, so that means you either need to pay for something within it, whether it's the photo, whether it's the whole template, or you need to be on the pro version. Okay, so if you're on the free version like me, we only be wanting playing with the free ones. That's the first thing. The second thing that's really important when you're looking at an ebook template is you'll see there's a big difference here. Another love story here at the top is just a plain cover. Okay, you can see that because there's no page turning. If you go down to the one below, there's a little number 4 here, which shows that there are 4 page templates attached to this whole template. Okay, so that's the difference between having an ebook cover template and an ebook template. Okay, it doesn't really matter how you go about it, but you just need to be able to spot these sort of things so that you're not trying to create a template on top of one that's already there. So you'll see here there's a number of them, so you can click on them. It will open up the different templates. So depending if you're looking at doing a magazine style, if you're doing a novel, which looks like what we've got, this Riptides looks like it's a thriller novel. So again, you can get the feel of how they're quite different. This one here that says Wednesday is a magazine. So again, you can see how different they are. So don't spend too long going through all the templates because there are thousands and you can get really overwhelmed, but just have a look and see which one sort of fits your style. Don't look at the fonts, don't look at the colors, because we can change all of that, but just get a feel of the skeleton. So whether it's, you think, actually, do you know what, I do like the fact that this contents page has images down the left and text down the right. Actually, no, I prefer this Please Don't Say You Love Me, which has the contents in the middle and it's a little bit more historic and professional rather than, you know, bouncy and colorful. Okay, so pick the one that works best for you and you'll see there are loads in here. But make sure you're looking for the ones that have this little piece of paper folding back with the number of pages, because as you click on them, you can get a feel for what's included. So once you've done that, all you need to do is just start tailoring it, start editing it yourself. So first of all, let's do the cover page. So for those of you that have seen my video on how to create a graphic for your marketing material, it's exactly the same process. If you haven't seen that video, please let me know and I'll share that with you, because that will give you some of the foundations around what you do to create graphics in Canva. So you'll see here that the first image that we have on the front cover here has lines through it. That's not planned, that's not supposed to be the case. It's just because this photo is for the paid version. So if you would have paid for this photo, the lines would be gone. As I said, I'm on the free version, so it's not letting me use that. It's no problem at all. If you really want to use it, pay for it. If not, you just change it, okay? So all you need to do is click on it there and just delete. Okay, so the photo is now gone and you'll see I've got this picture of the clouds and a nice sky behind it. The reason that's there is it's a template, it's a frame that's saying to you, this is where you put your photo and we will put it in the right place for you on the front of your book. Okay, so we want to put something there. You probably don't want to have that pretty blue sky. So whether you want to have a photo, you want to have a plain background, whatever you need to do, I'll show you how to do that now. So let's say we want to put a photo in there. What we need to do is go to the left and click on elements, because that's where all of the things like photos, shapes, grids, lines, and so on are. So I'm going to look at the free photos. I'm going to click there and I can either scroll through and pick one I like, or I can click search. Okay, so let's say I was going to be doing an ebook about travel. I'm going to be looking for something that maybe has a bit of a travel feel to it. Okay, so perhaps I was going to click on this photo here of the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Now you see there, as I clicked it, it just appeared in the middle of the screen. It doesn't fill the shape that the frame is there. So to do that, what you need to do is, if I remove that, all you need to do is click on it, but hold the image and drag it. So I'll show you exactly what I mean. So as I'm dragging it, you'll see that it's getting bigger. And as I drag it over the frame, it fills into the frame. Okay, so you'll see there how it's useful having the frame because it's already pre-made for you. I've done that and I actually don't really like having that image there because I don't feel like it really looks like the Leaning Tower of Pisa because of the elements that I've picked. So I'm going to just delete that. Again, the frame stays there and I'll just pick another one. So I quite like the city feel. That's a great thing for travel, and we'll pop that in there. Okay, so that's my front cover with the image done. If you didn't want to be using an image and you just wanted to have a blank cover, all you need to do is delete this, delete the element. So it's highlighted now, click on it and click delete again, and that will go. And you'll see that there's a block there to put your color. To change the color, all you need to do is hover over this color piece here, which says pick a color, and select a color that works for you. If you have a particular color with your brand, all you need to do is click on the little plus sign here, type in your hex code. Okay, so I know for a fact that my hex code is this here. So CF2D75. That is my hex color code. So I'm going to put that there. And that's my background done. Okay, so now I want to change the text. Now you'll see here that they have done their text in different layers. So what I mean is there's not just one text box that has all the words in it and they spread it out. And the reason they've done that is because they want different font sizes. You can see as we go through, this font size is 108. The next one is 127, next one is 92, and the next one is 92 at the top. So you'll see here, I'm reading it from this dial up here. So if you want to do that, you can do that, or you can just have one text box. But again, it depends on the template that you've picked. If you want to change the text, all you need to do is click in it, highlight, delete, retype, whatever it is that you want to do to have whatever word you want in there. If you want to change the color, again, all you need to do is click on the color button up here and pick a color that you like. Now, I'm not going to do pink because you won't be able to see it, but maybe I want to do gray because that's possibly a color in my palette. If I wanted to pick a different color, I just hover over this plus sign, type in the hex code, or I can just play around with whatever color I want, okay? But I think I'm going to stick to the gray that I know and love. If I wanted everything that was previously green to be this gray, because let's say the green is not my brand, it's just come from the template and I want everything to now turn gray, I can do that by clicking on here that says change all green to gray. Okay, now I'm not going to go gray because the backgrounds and some of the pages are gray, but let's say I chose blue. I'm going to click this change all here and you'll see everything in the whole book change color. So it's great if you know what your brand is and you just want to be able to quickly edit it, create your ebook. So I've done that. That's my front cover done now. Okay, so if you want to change the rest of it, you can. It's pretty straightforward and it's very simple. Let's move on to the next page. So table of contents. Now again, you'll see the blue down here is a change. It used to be the green and yellow color. Now that's blue. And it's very straightforward. So keep your table of contents as you wish. If you want to change the font, maybe you don't like this style font, again, just click the arrow there and you can scroll through. Now, Allura is one of the fonts that I probably use the most. So I'm going to pop it in there. But do you know what? I cannot stand this font when it's capitalized. It drives me crazy. So I'm just going to click on this little button here, which is the AA, and it shows that it's uppercase because I don't want it to be uppercase. Now, Allura is looking quite small there, so I'm going to change the text size. I'm going to increase that. Let's go 48. That looks quite good. And it's already centered. I'm happy with that. And I just want to change the spacing because the letters look quite spaced out. So in order to do that, I'm going to click there. You've got two options when it comes to spacing. You've got letter spacing, which basically makes the letters spread out or closer together. And I know for Allura that I normally like to have it around there. And line height. Now, line height won't make a difference for this box because there's only one line, but all you do is you increase it and it basically makes the gaps between your lines change, okay? So that is my the contents page that I like the font of. Again, if I want to change, let's say I was changing one of the headings, because actually I want to change the headings to the chapters that I have, all you have to do there is type that in there. It's not automatically generated because, again, we're not creating a very interactive ebook with tags or anything like that. Right now, we're creating an awesome ebook with the graphic, okay? So you can change that there. Again, change the colors, exactly the same. Click on the gray, change your color, pick whichever color you like. If for whatever reason you wanted to have more than one contents page, so let's say this goes 1 to 10, but let's say you're 20, what you need to do once you've finished the design, all you need to do is click this copy button here. Click this and your second contents page will appear. So then all you need to do is just update numbers. So now I've got 11. Obviously I changed the names as well because that's not going to make sense if they're the same chapter names and titles. But I'm just going to add in each of my chapters is now slightly bigger because we've got 20 chapters instead of 10. And also I'm going to change the page number at the bottom, okay? Because again, it's not automatically generated. So we need to make sure that we're doing these reference checks throughout the ebook. So now we have our first page, our front cover, we have our table of contents, first page, and our table of contents, second page. Now we get into the nitty-gritty parts of the ebook. So when we're doing this, need to make sure that it fits with your brand, okay? So if you want to have a quote page, have a quote page. If you don't want to have a quote page, don't have a quote page. I'm not going to do it because it doesn't fit in with the book I'm writing right now. So I'm going to just click this little delete this page button here, which is the rubbish bin, click that, and it's gone. Then the final thing we need to do when we're creating your book is actually look at the main page template. So this here that says chapter 9, this we need to tailor to be the template and design that we want, because once you've done one, all you need to do is copy it a number of times and then change the text. Okay, but we don't want you to copy it now, change some of the text, and then have to redo the brand on all the pages, because that's just going to take you way too long. So update whatever you feel like you need to update in here, add your text in here, and then all you need to do is click this copy here. Now, if you are doing an ebook that has an additional download to it or a call to action of some stage, perhaps it's an ebook and they book in for a free session with you afterwards, or it's an ebook and they can download your worksheet for whatever reason, you need to add in a button in here. Now, it's not as complicated as it sounds. So what you need to do is make space for the button first. So I'm just going to shuffle this up the page. I'm going to add some text so that I can actually create the button. So again, we go down to the bar along the left and click the text button. You can pick whichever text you like, depending on what sort of size you're looking for. I usually go for subheading because it's usually a better size. Click on that and the text will come in for you. So drag that down to the bottom, center it. I always like to make sure it's all in the center. And then just delete what you need to delete, and whatever your call to action is, pop that in your text box. So if it's a worksheet, I'm just going to put download now. Look at the size of the button as well. So at the moment, I'm looking at this and it's 28%. If I was to zoom in, this is still apparently 75%, but it's super zoomed in, right? So the button is massive. So I'm going to make it a bit smaller. I'm going to perhaps change the color. Again, you can pick here in pink color. You can make it bold if you want it to stand out on the page. You can make it capitalized, whatever you need to do to show that it's a call to action and you know what you want them to do. Now we want it to look like a button. So now we've got the text, we need to add in the shape. So all you need to do is go to elements, click on the free photos to make that go away, click on shapes and find the shape that you want. Now, I usually use the rounded edges square just because I think it looks more like a button that they're going to want to click on. But there are a number of different options you can pick. You've got stars, you've got triangles, circles, the lot. So pick on whichever one works best for you and your brand. And all you need to do is click on it. It will automatically load onto the page. Now it's looking huge, so let's just make this a lot smaller and look a lot more like a button. So all you need to do is use the resize tools along the sides of it, and there we go. Now at the moment they're both the same color, which is not helping to see what's going on. So I'm just going to change the color here. Now we mentioned that pink is my color, so I'm going to make my button pink. So all I need to do is click on the color there. Again, I could create a new color by adding the plus sign there. Can't see the text at the moment, and the reason why is because I created the box after I created the text. So Canva is thinking that this box needs to be in the front, and that's not what I want. So in order to change that, I just need to click the arrange button at the top here and move it back. Okay, so now you can see the text. If there was more layers, I'd have to move it forward a bit, back a bit, but again, this is quite straightforward ebook. I'm just going to zoom out so that we can see it a little bit better, because Canva's telling me that's in the center, but I don't feel like it is. There we go, that's much better now. So that's now looking more like a button. So I'm going to change this text color now because I don't really like the gray on the pink itself, but I'm going to make it white. Okay. So now if I zoom out, you can get a feel for that fact that it looks like a button. What you can do if you want to is also add another box behind it to give it the feel of a shadow. It's a great way to make people think that it is a button that they're actually clicking, and psychologically they're taking action. Okay. So to do that, you need to just look at the box you've created and click copy, and another box is created. And all you need to do is place it in the same place and move it a tiny bit further backwards. That's it. Change the color so that it's either lighter or darker depending on what you're going for. So to do that, again, click on the plus. You've got your color that you know the front button is, but you want to create a shadow. So I'm just going to make it a tiny bit darker, not much at all. Click on the plus so it goes into my brand. And then I'm going to click arrange, and it's going to move further back. Okay, so now you can get the feel that it is a button. It doesn't look like it's slotting in as well as it could, so I'm just going to move this slightly further back to give it that feel. Okay, so that now you can start to see how that's starting to look like a button that they can click and download whatever it is you're offering in this ebook. But at the moment, it just looks like a button. Yeah, it's not actually doing anything. So what you need to do is create that button to do something. So you can click on any one of these elements, whether it's the text, whether it's the actual item itself, the square, the actual shape, and all you need to do is click on that. And if you go to the top, you'll see here, there is a little link button. You click on that and you type in whatever the link that you want to have when they click on it. So I'm just going to go Google, type it in there, click apply. That's done. Now in Canva, you're not going to be able to click on it because you're in the design phase, okay? But if you were to download it and open it in whatever feature you're going to be offering it to, so if it's Adobe or Google Drive or whatever, you would download that and practice it, and you'll see that it is a hyperlink to that area, okay? So at this point now, you've got your front page, you've got your contents page, you've got your actual content page, and you've got your call to action button. That is all that you need to create an ebook in Canva. If you decided that you wanted to add some more to it, maybe you wanted to have an extra page with a big photo or an extra page with a quote on it, it's really easy to do. All you need to do is click add a new page and just start adding the content that you want in it. So for example, if you wanted the background to be a new color, you change it there. If you wanted to add text and add a quote, you can do this just by adding your text. Let's just put you can do it. If I was writing, say, a motivational ebook, that's my quote page. Let's say I now wanted to add a photo page, depending on what you're doing. It's automatically remembered that you wanted a yellow background for your plain pages. So again, just click on here, change the color, depending on what you're looking for. And if you wanted to add a photo or a frame or an illustration, whatever it is, you can play around with it here. And you find what you're looking for. And all you need to do is drag it in here or click it on here. Okay, so perhaps this is going to be my image. Now you'll see that it's not dragging it up. That's why. So because I was clicked on one of the boxes on this particular page, it actually dropped the image there. Now that's not what I want. So I'm just going to drag it along. Now as you see, as I drag, at the moment it's highlighted on this page, but as soon as I start dragging it onto a new page, the arrows change. You see here around the edges of the pink, there's blue there. That's Canva telling me that you're selecting this new page. Okay. So let's say that's my book. Okay, that's not going to be how I'd publish my book, but let's say this was my book. I've now completed everything I need to complete. So two things left. One, for my purposes and my organization, I need to change the name. So I'm just going to put test ebook in here, click done, and it's going to remember in my Canva that this is my ebook that I've named test ebook. I'm then going to make sure it has been saved, because Canva does only automatically saves now and then. So there is a risk that if you download it without saving, you're only going to download a partial version of what you've created. So how to do that? So you see here at the top, it says unsaved changes. That means that not all of my ebook is saved at the moment. So all I need to do is click file and click save. And now it says all changes saved. Now I can download it. So I can either share it with other people if I want to share it straight to social media or with a team or whatever, or I can click download. I'd always recommend you download it in PDF because it's going to be much easier to use as an ebook. If we're creating a graphic, you may want to download it as a JPEG or a PNG file, but it really depends on what you're creating. Right now we're creating an ebook, so that's how I'm going to download it in a PDF form. Click download. It's going to think about it, it's going to create it, and it's going to download it for me. That is it, guys. It's as simple as that. This video is all about making what you've created with an ebook, whether it's writing or whatever, making that look eye-catching and look professional. And that's exactly what we've done here in this video. So I look forward to seeing what you guys come up with. If you have any questions, please let me know.